Why would you study history? That's kinda gay. Did you know that as of October 16th, 2014, there are 29 states that have legalized gay marriage? And I'm going to list them all in order from the first to the last. Massachusetts, Connecticut, Iowa, Vermont, New Hampshire, New York, Washington, Maine, Maryland, California, Delaware, Rhode Island, Minnesota, New Jersey, Hawaii, New Mexico, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Indiana, Oklahoma, Utah, Virginia, Wisconsin, Colorado, North Carolina, and Idaho. We are over halfway through the United States. 24 more to go. Let's do this! On May 17th, 2004, Massachusetts became the first state to legalize gay marriage. Good for you, East Coast! In 1955, the first lesbian rights group formed. It was actually a two-part formation, the latter and won, and in a case against it, the United States Supreme Court ruled in favor of it under the First Amendment rights. And this is the first time in United States history that the Supreme Court has ruled in favor of homosexuals. Woo! In 1969, the Stonewall Riots initiated the first gay rights movements. In 1977, Harvey Milk becomes the first openly gay politician elected to public office. In 1993, the U.S. Department of Defense Institutes ruled in Don't Ask, Don't Tell. In 2010, the U.S. Senate repeals Don't Ask, Don't Tell. It is lifted. So now all the gays can be like Katy Perry in the Part of Me music video, kicking ass, looking good, staying in shape. Oh, and fighting for our country. Can't forget that. In 2013, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled the Defense of Marriage Act as unconstitutional. We are making steps, people. We are making steps.
Hi guys, it's Friday and it is group day here on Gays for Days. Today we are talking about LGBT history, kinda just all over the board about that topic. We wanted to talk about LGBT history because this month is actually LGBT History Month, as I've mentioned before. We wanted to make Spirit Week end with some history. Alex did an awesome job with getting you guys up to date kind of on our history, and he's right, marriage is coming all across America and we just have a few states to go, so let's get those going. What I would like to do is expand a little bit on some of the things that Alex talked about, because not everybody knows about all of these things. Harvey Milk, who was Harvey Milk? Harvey Milk was a New York native. He was born in New York and grew up most of his life there, graduated from high school, worked several jobs there, and then he got tired of that, so he went over to San Francisco and basically kind of uprooted and started a whole new thing, kind of like a political rebel in the gay community, and started to create a movement. And he ended up being elected in 1977 to public office of San Francisco. He was elected onto the Board of Supervisors for San Francisco. And it was a huge thing. It was the first time any gay official, openly gay official, was elected into public office. So it was a monumental thing. But what Alex didn't tell you guys was that actually 1 year later in 1978, Harvey Milk was assassinated. So he only spent a year in office. It's just a really, really horrible incident, because he could have done some amazing things. Don't ask, don't tell. That is another thing that I would like to explain to you guys. Don't ask, don't tell had to do with the military, and what it was a federal law. It basically said if you were openly out as a gay, lesbian, bisexual, anything, you would not be accepted into the military for their services. You could not be in the military if you were openly gay. But if you were gay and in the military, you could stay as long as you were closeted, as long as you kept it a secret. You had to hide all of the details. You could not talk about anything relating to your marriage, your relationships, your acts as a gay man or a gay woman or anything. You could not commit sexual acts, of course, and you just basically had to jump right back into that coat closet. The reason why Don't Ask, Don't Tell was originally started was because they believed that, suppose a gay man was in the military, they believed that a person of homosexual descent would distract from the group morale or the group aspect and the general cohesion of the military, which is an important part, but it's not a legitimate excuse. if you were to at all expose yourself as a gay individual, they would discharge you. Basically kick you out of the military for being gay. And that was the law of Don't Ask, Don't Tell, which was put on by the Clinton administration, I believe. But yeah, once that was repealed in 2011, then gay people were allowed to be accepted into the military and allow them to cooperate in their services. DOMA. Woo! I mean, most people know about this, but clarification. The Defense of Marriage Act, this bitch, was basically a law, federal law, that stated any state in the United States could refuse to recognize same-sex marriages granted by other states that had laws for same-sex marriage. This withheld same-sex couples from getting spousal status, which granted them certain federal benefits, marriage benefits like taxes, things like that, insurance. There's a lot that goes with marriage, and when this law, when DOMA was enacted, same-sex married couples, they had to be very, very careful where they were because they could possibly get this marriage and then have everything that comes with it just completely fall apart. I mean, yes, they had the marriage, but they didn't have any of the benefits that a normal marriage would have. And that wasn't right. So in 2013, DOMA was struck down, being stated that it was unconstitutional, which was a huge movement in our country. So I just wanted to clarify what some of those things were. Gay history is something that is so important to me. It honestly is a big aspect of my life, and I love to encourage people to be educated. Educate yourself so that you know what's behind you and that you know what's ahead of you.
I was going to talk about my history with the community. That rhymed. It's pretty clever. Yeah. So pretty much I want to talk about how I came to be a part of the G in that analogy. That rhymed too. Oh my god, I'm fucking rhyming today. Well, I did what most people do when they come out. They go to bi because it's easy. It's like, I'm kind of just go into the beginning or whatever. About a month later, I came out fully. I was like, yeah, there's no way. No, I came out after I slept with my first dude, and that's when it was like, bottom. So I started off as this really closed-minded person when I got introduced to the community. Didn't want to be around gay people. I wanted to be around masculine people who were gay, I guess you could say. Didn't want to deal with drag queens. I didn't want to be around transgendered. I didn't want to be around lesbians. I just wanted to be around gay guys like myself. And learned real fast that's not gonna happen. So that was me about 16. I was still a homophobic homo, I guess you would say. Like, I was calling other gay guys fags all the time, like, you're fucking gay, find your balls, and shit like that. Between 17 and 18, I stopped thinking like that. I started being friends with the community because when I was like that, nobody really wanted to be my friend because everyone was like, you're kind of a douchebag. And I was like, no. That changed my mind real fast. Not that it wasn't like they changed my mind, I changed my mind because I thought I grew up, I guess you could say. I matured. Then, like, I started opening up. Like, once I stopped being so close-minded towards the community, like, I never wanted to go to Pride. I went to Pride. Had a blast. I started being into drag queens. Not severely. I'm still not severely into drag queens. Not really my thing, but they're super fucking funny, and I commend what they do because that's kind of badass, and I couldn't do it myself. That's cool. I started hanging around with a lot more girly guys because they don't fucking do anything wrong. They're just cool people, and if they want to be high fashion, high maintenance isn't a bad thing, I'm telling you right now. Anything other than a normal man, that's fucking cool. Like, I don't care as long as you're a cool person. And literally, it took me years to figure that out, and I'm just figuring it out, and I'm still figuring it out. Now, I am the president of a GSA club at school. I am pretty much always at Pride, always talking to anybody who needs advice to the gay community. I'm pretty much a leader now, I guess you would say. I went from this very, very closed-minded person to this leader who is just really fucking cool. I'm fucking cool, you're fucking cool. Let's keep it that way, and I'll see you guys Tuesday on Gays for Days, and I'm trying to rhyme and it's not working, so goodbye.
Walter, we just wanted to say we miss you, but everybody, we wanted to announce that Walter is planning on coming back next week, so please give him an awesome welcome back when he does. I encourage you to like, comment, and subscribe, and most importantly, have a great weekend, guys. Alright, we will see you next week. I will see you next Monday. Bye, guys.